everyone, and welcome to my CYSF Science Project 2026. This project is called SpektraLens. It is a pair of DIY smart glasses designed to reduce unnecessary phone pickups by showing important notifications directly in the user's field of view. Research shows that people receive between 50 and 80 notifications every day. More than half of all phone pickups start because of a notification, and almost 90% turn into unintentional scrolling. This adds 30 to 50 minutes of extra screen time daily and contributes to eye strain and reduced focus. Purpose. The purpose of SpektraLens is to reduce curiosity-based phone pickups by showing only essential notifications on a small transparent display. The user does not need to unlock their phone. For this project, I followed an engineering workflow with 5 main stages. First, I built the physical frame for the glasses and figured out how to mount the transparent OLED in the correct position. Second, I worked on the electronics and power system, including an attempt at a custom battery circuit before switching to a power bank. Third, I set up the Android phone to send notifications to an NTFY server, since iOS was too restricted for what I needed. Fourth, I wrote a Python program that receives the notifications, filters the message text, and displays it on the OLED. Finally, I tested the prototype with different users to evaluate readability, comfort, and how much it reduced unnecessary phone pickups. My original 3D printed frame was not strong enough to hold a transparent OLED. I replaced it with safety glasses, which were already rigid and shaped correctly. I mounted the OLED using cardboard shims and electrical tape. The structure was stable and survived multiple drop tests from 1 foot. The transparent OLED screen is the core of SpektraLens. This is the part that actually shows the notifications right in front of your eye. Since the screen is transparent, you can still look forward normally while reading the text. The Raspberry Pi sends the messages to the OLED instantly using SPI interface, so the updates appear in real time. This screen works just like a HUD, which stands for Heads-Up Display. A HUD, or Heads-Up Display, is a special type of display used in fighter jets to show important information directly in front of the pilot's eyes. Jets like the F-16, JF-17, and J-10C all use HUDs for flight and targeting data. SpektraLens is basically a small DIY version of that same technology, but designed for everyday notifications. On the bottom right, you can see a picture of a fighter jet HUD versus my SpektraLens screen. I attempted to build a custom rechargeable power system using a lithium-ion battery, a charger board, and a boost converter. The circuit miserably failed, and with limited time remaining, I replaced it with a power bank. The power bank worked reliably, but it added noticeable weight to one side of the glasses. I originally planned to use iOS, but it was too restricted for the features I needed. I switched to Android and used an old Samsung S5 Duo, which is the newest Android phone I have. I installed the required apps manually using an SD card, which is the best part of Android, and configured the phone to send notifications to an NTFY server. I wrote a Python script on the Raspberry Pi that connects to the same NTFY server from the phone. It also filters out metadata and sends only the message text to the transparent OLED. The script auto-runs on startup, but due to hardware limitations, the system takes about 5 minutes to fully boot. For my first test, I wanted to check if the entire system could work, from start to finish. I started by setting up the Raspberry Pi and connecting the transparent OLED using the SPI pins. After that, I ran a simple display test script to make sure the OLED was working. Then I installed and configured NTFY, which is the notification service that sends messages to the Pi. Once everything was ready, I sent a test message from my phone to the NTFY server that the Pi was subscribed to. The message appeared instantly on the transparent OLED screen. This confirmed that the whole workflow was working. The phone sends the message, NTFY delivers it, the Raspberry Pi receives it, and the OLED displays it. That first successful test proved that the core idea behind SpektraLens was more than possible. The transparent OLED requires a very specific distance from the eye. This is known as the near point. I used cardboard to adjust the alignment of the screen. Many adults had difficulty seeing the text clearly during tests. My hypothesis was that was because their near point was further than mine. The wiring was originally exposed and unstable. I improved this by routing the wires neatly across the top of the glasses and securing them with electrical tape. This made the device more durable and easier to handle. Here's an example picture of my project in the right. I tested the glasses by having different people try them on to see if the text was readable and if the device felt comfortable and balanced. I also paid attention to my own experience while using them, but my results weren't completely accurate because I was super excited to use the prototype. From the setting, I noticed issues with display clarity for adults, weight imbalance, and overall comfort. Peer feedback, which are my users. My dad found the system very useful for many different use cases. As expected, the notifications worked perfectly, but he did feel discomfort while wearing the glasses. That was mostly because the temple was blocked by the power bank. My mom confirmed that the notification system was working reliably, but she noticed the weight imbalance and had somewhat trouble seeing the text clearly. Their feedback highlighted the need for better ergonomics and improved optical clarity. Conclusion. In conclusion, SpektraLens successfully reduced unnecessary phone pickups by placing essential information in the user's field of view. The prototype revealed important mechanical, electrical, and optical limitations, but it also provided a clear direction for future improvements. Talking about future improvements, here's the next slide. Future improvements include designing a lightweight custom frame, adding a proper lens system, using a smaller power module, upgrading to faster and smaller hardware, and exploring better display technologies as projectors rather than screens. That was my CYSF Science Fair 2026 entry. Thank you so much for your time today. Bye.